Welcome to CFL SMS Solutions. Today we're going to cover off some of the advanced features you get within the Messenger platform. In particular, we're going to look at the survey tool. If you remember from your normal standard account, you get the dashboard, send receive, contacts, reports and settings function. You can then upgrade to the additional features which come as a package, which is mobile pages, ticketing and surveys. Today we're going to look at the survey or data capture tool in a little bit more detail, because this is the one that tends to get used quite regularly from businesses that are looking to either send out customer satisfaction surveys or tools to actually capture additional information from incoming inquiries using the keyword functions, or to engage further with their customer base and get more information from them and catch more information. So even though it's called a survey function, it's actually very much used for data capture as well. So we're going to dive in and create a new survey. Okay, so straight away you're given an interface. You want to give that a title, so I'm just going to call it CFL Test, just to give it a name. You would write in here a brief description of how the relevancy of it and what you're looking to achieve with it. So when you come back, if you've got quite a few surveys and data capture forms within your interface, you can dive in and go straight to the one that you're interested in. Over to the right hand side, you have survey start date and time and an end date and time. Now this can be used specifically if you're just wanting to capture data over a specific period. It might be over a sales period or a post engagement on some other activities that you've done to follow up on, i.e. if you was a restaurant and somebody's used your restaurant recently and you want to make sure that they've had good customer satisfaction, food, etc. You might want to create a survey that only lasts a week after that person's been or then people have been, just so that you can set some time limits on this. But for the purpose of this example, we're going to leave this as no specific day started, and that way you can create a data capture form that can be reused and repurposed for further campaigns, etc. You can allow when you send this out to your customer base, you might want them to be able to reply back to it multiple times, in which case you would tick that. But generally, once somebody's filled this in, you've kind of got their information and their data anyway, so you might not necessarily need that. Okay, so I'm going to click Save Survey from Settings. It then takes me to an interface which allows me to then build out on the what I'm going to call a data capture form. So the start page is pretty much the first page that people come to once it arrives and they've clicked on the link on their phone. So we're going to basically, you just give it a title as a starting point. Click on the edit button, page title. This is a test page. You would write something that's more relevant to what you're looking to do. Okay, save item. Okay, you can then add additional information to it. So you can add additional pages, you can reorder items. The first thing we're going to do is I want to be able to put a logo at the top of this. So I'm going to click on Add Item to Page. As you can see, I've got a host of different drop-in tools I can add into my survey, from various size title pages to images, text areas, drop-down menus, radio buttons, checkboxes, star ratings, device locations, time and date pickers, and all these enable you to create a very rich and what you get interface that people can engage with and complete. Okay, just going to call this image. So I'm going to insert an image. I'm calling it image, and I want to sit at the top of the page. So I'm going to click Add Item to Page. I've now got a placeholder to actually put my image on there. So again, I'm going to click on Edit, select Image, which takes me to my file manager. Now, if I didn't see the image in there that I really liked, or I'd created one that was on my computer, I would click on Add Upload File, which enables me to browse my computer and upload that particular piece of medium onto my file manager. And the file manager is the toolkit area where I place all my various pieces of information that I'm looking to use with attachment tools or to send to people. So I'm just going to choose the logo. Quite happy with that. Insert file. So once I've done that, click on Save the Item. So as you can see, it's inserted the logo in there. I can preview this at any time to see how things are going. Click on Preview Page. So once this is presented onto your customer's mobile phone, that is how it will present. As you can tell, it's got the title on there, it's got the Start Survey button, etc, etc. So I'm quite happy with that. Like I said, this is purely for demo purposes. I'm sure you more creators out there can come up with something that's a little bit prettier than what I'm creating here. Okay, so I'm happy with that. Close the preview and let's dive into this is the test page. Do you know what? I'm going to change that to data capture. That's the title of my page. I've just changed that, and that's how it is to edit and change anything that you've added into there. So a welcome message. Yes, I think we'll have a welcome message and give a bit of a brief description as to what it's about. Except I'm going to call it just welcome. Please complete our form. Save the item. Okay, so how does that look on an actual phone? Click on Preview Page. As you can tell, got the logo on there. Data capture form. Please complete our form. Start survey. Do I want to call it Start Survey or do I want to edit that? I think I'm going to edit that. So I'm just going to call that Start. Another quick preview. Yeah, that's fine. It just seems to make more sense to have it called Start than Start Survey, because in this case we're not actually creating a customer survey, we're creating a data capture form. So it's key to, as you're building this out, is keep checking and clicking on the preview page just to get a feel how it's coming together. So your start page is pretty much that. Introduction, this is who we are, click the start button. When they click on the start button, it will take them to their next page. So I'm going to click on new page, which will be the follow-on page from the start button. Okay, so as you can tell, there isn't anything actually built on here as yet. If we preview that, that's pretty much it. So what I want to do is add a few items on there so that people can fill in. So I'm going to click on Add Item, click on Long Text Area. I'm going to call this Name. Give it a title at the top of the page. Add item to page. Quick preview. Okay, text area label. So there's a few things I need to edit on this, and I'm just going to do that now. So by clicking on the edit button. Question. So as you can tell, this is a question that the user will answer. That's what's shown on the screen. So on this, I'm going to put please enter your name. Save item. Okay, I'm quite happy with that. I'm going to actually add another one, so I can actually copy that and add it to the same page. So it's created the same block, if you like. I can then go in and edit that. And for this one, I'm going to put please enter your company name. Obviously check your spelling. Quite happy with that. Save item. So let me just preview that and see what we're doing. So already we've got please enter your name, please enter your company name. We're slowly building out on the information that we're looking to capture. Close preview. Just doing one just to give an indications. Add item to page. I'm going to put, let's put a choice button in there. So I can now order items. As you can tell, I've picked one that's choosing for name and a business name, etc. I'm going to put after name. So I've then created an option button. These are called radio buttons. You can choose either one or the other. And to edit these, I would click on edit. So option 1, let's say, please call me. Save that as value. Option 2, please email me. So what you're actually doing is building out choices. So when you're giving your customers, it's great to give them a load of choices in terms of how they want to interact with or be interactive with. To list, I can build out on these if I want. I can add additional values, additional radio buttons, but for the sake of keeping it nice and simple, I'm just going to click them. Quick preview. So we've got a data capture form that says please enter your name, please enter your company name, please call me, please email me. So people can click on these. As you can tell, I'm choosing what I want to actually happen once I've submitted this. Next page, submit. Okay, close preview. Okay, so I might want to actually request an email address and a phone number. That might be a good idea. So I'm going to add items to a page. Phone number. And I'm going to put this item before I get people to choose how they want to interact with me. And I think what we'll also add, so what I'm doing is picking a short text entry box, which basically gives slightly less space to write, but it keeps it a bit more concise. Okay, so let's have a look, let's preview that. See if I'm happy with it. Okay, so as you can tell, I've missed out on my requests there, so I need to add that into there as well. Text input label needs to be changed. So you can tell that I put these slightly in the wrong order, so I need to reorder some of these as well. It's good to keep checking the previews because you can change and adjust the layout according to how you want things to look. So I'm just let's dive into the email one at the top. Text input value, please, and enter your email. Okay, yes, happy with that. Save item, reorder items. So I want the email really to go after the phone number. So I've got name. So item order. As you can tell, I've adjusted that so it's moved a bit further down. I'm going to change that to business name so it makes more sense. So as you can tell, you can dive in anytime and rename and change things according to how you want things to look, or alterations, etc., etc. Save item, quite happy with that. Okay, text input level, email. So I need to add phone number, please, the request for the phone number in the text input label. So it's important to double check your labels and make sure that everything's presenting itself as it should be. So on here we're going to put please enter your phone number. Fantastic. Save item. Okay, so I've already sort of built out some fairly robust data capture. So I'm just going to do another quick preview. And what you can also do is you can determine which of these elements actually get filled in. So as a prerequisite, you want to make sure people are at least putting the basics that you're wanting to capture in there. So things like their name clearly, company name, phone number, email address. These might be things that you really need to capture. So when you're actually building out on your form, you can choose whether it's a prerequisite, so answer is required basically. So when that box is ticked, the individual has to fill that in order for the form to be allowed to be sent. So if they leave that blank, it'll come back, won't let it be sent, and it'll prompt for that to be filled in. So it's a great way of making sure people actually complete the relevant information. Okay. Just do another preview and let's just check, see if we're happy with what we've done so far. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, so I'm quite happy with that as a basic data capture form. So these additional pages I probably will not need. You just need to decide that once the form has been completed and sent, what kind of message you want to then end the survey on, and that might be in the form of a thank you or a link to further information, or whatever you want that to look like basically. So we're just going to preview what we have on our standard. So that's a completion message, as you can tell, which we're going to edit. So title. Many thanks. Thanks for filling in our form. Spelling's bad. Done in our form. Okay. Save item. Quick preview. Obviously you can add things like images on there, additional information, additional items. As you can tell, we've got a whole host of additional features you can put into that last landing page if that's what you wanted to do. But I think as a means of example and how easy it is to create these. Okay, so as you can tell, now I've saved that, it's listed it amongst all the other surveys and data capture forms I've created. In this case, I've only got the one in here. So the next thing I want to do is actually publish it and put it in a format that's ready to be sent. So I'm just going to click on Send Survey, set to Published and Send. So we'll click on that, and it enables the, what it does, it makes that particular data capture form live, and it also jumps straight to send message. So if I was wanting to send this out straight away, it's already populated the message for me with the link. I can then do the usual things. I can change the sender name or use simple reply service, and all the other toolkits that we know and love now with sending other messages are available to us, and all it's done is automatically track that into there. So basically I'm not going to do it, but that was how I could then send it out to my customer base or my contact base, etc, etc. Okay, what I'm going to do though is very briefly show you how using data capture forms can be used with keywords. So keywords, as you can remember, sit within our receive and our inboxes. I'm just going to leave that page. So when I'm building out on my keyword, I might want somebody to be able to text into like CFLPRINT for argument's sake, and on the back of texting in, I want to be able to deliver that person who's texting a data capture form, because I might be saying, contact us if you want to talk about SMS or our print solutions, text CFLPRINT 60777. That person can send a message into that based on that keyword and that short code, and on the back of that, I can deliver out whatever I want to do. I mean, I've already set a message in here anyway, which is a generic message, but I could add into that, just for the sake of argument, we'll change that. We'll put many thanks for getting in touch. Please complete our form. So along the bottom now, you have additional tools. You have the survey link, the short link, page link, and the attachment tool. So I'm going to use the survey link. So click on that. Go to the surveys page. So we create a CFL test, which is the one we've just done. Insert survey link, and it's also automatically populated that into our message. So now when somebody actually texts in, they will get a link sent to them to their mobile phone. They can then click on that link and complete that form, and then when that form is completed, it captures all the information and brings that back into the system. So basically that's how you create and use the survey tool for data capture. Now, to create surveys, it's a very similar process in terms of adding in all the various features and bits and pieces that you want to use. There's probably a little bit more thought goes into surveys in terms of what kind of questions you're looking to ask and what are going to be your desirable outcomes and how you want to measure that. But in terms of the ease of use, that's basically how easy it is to create some of these toolkits. I'm going to be doing other demos on ticketing and mobile pages. Now, ticketing is quite again, it's fairly very straightforward once you've done a couple, but that's why I'm going to take a few tutorial, because it needs a little bit of thinking about in terms of what sort of events and what you're wanting to create on the back of that. So thank you for joining me today. I hope you found it of interest. By all means, leave any comments or queries within the YouTube comments.